So it's really not out of place to wear a mask over the nose and the mouth then?
Yes, yes. Like I said, during transit, because I think it would be a bit ridiculous, you know, if you're in your office with your mask over your face. Yes, but during transit, it may be helpful.
But what about the eyes? Any precaution for that? The conjunctivitis.
Some people think that wearing glasses, might prevent, but I think in the end, the most important thing is very good hand hygiene. I think we all have to up our hand hygiene and respiratory hygiene. Make sure our environments are cleaner.
Yes, the environment.
The environment needs to be. We need to dust more often. In my house, I dust like twice a day now because when I just see the film there, it irritates me. And
yes. So it's not just a matter of, oh, my furniture is dusty, but it could be, oh, my furniture is dusty, and there could be germs in there.
Yes.
So you need to dust then wash your hands.
Yes.
Mop up.
Yes.
Go on.
And make sure when you dust, you really give the whatever you used to dust. Either you dispose it or you give it a very good clean. Wash. So you're not just wiping dust onto dust.
Okay, the dryness of the weather suggests that people should drink more water. That's what they say.
Yes.
It's dry, drink more water. But because it's cold, people don't want to drink anything.
I think all human beings must realize that water is really very important for life. It's one of the gifts that's been given to us by our Creator to keep us healthy. So we must drink lots of water, and particularly more during the Harmattan season. I always say if you go to wee-wee and your urine is a dark color, you're not drinking enough water. So you must keep on drinking till it's, clear.
It should be clear,
yes.
Not like pale yellow or something.
Yes, so it should be clear, sir.
So that's a guide for that.
Yes.
People have to drink water in this cold.
All right. You could drink tea.
Okay, does that help? Yes. Because people
if you want something warm, if you want to feel warm within yourself, you want to have that warm glow within your body, you can drink some tea. People
say tea takes the moisture out of your body somehow. It makes you, pass urine more often.
It's a diuretic, so you mustn't take excess amount of tea. But if you don't want a plain tepid water, is just good. I tell my children and my family, you don't have to drink water, because many people don't like the taste of water now, because we have lots of beverages around now. So I just say, just drink water, and just say it's like a prescription.
Okay.
You need to take it to keep your circulation intact, to be able to flush out toxins from your body. If you're well hydrated, you'll see your hunger pangs are less, because sometimes when you think you're hungry, you're actually just thirsty. So.
Okay. Some people complain that whenever Harmattan comes along, they get a sore throat. Some even as bad as losing their voice. Yes. And then they're always in fear of that time when Harmattan will come. Is there something they can do to prevent this from happening? And what is causing it anyway, for someone to just totally lose their voice?
Well, like we said with Harmattan, you see, any irritant can actually cause an inflammation. Any irritant can cause an inflammation. It doesn't have to be an infection. Okay. But we know that, there are lots of irritants around. There's also lots of bugs around. And you must also remember that the seasonal pattern of viral illnesses worldwide is heightened during the winter period. And we might actually be, because I know over the last 3 months, there's been such a spike in the number of patients with respiratory problems that have come to my hospital. So I know that probably we may be going through part of a world epidemic. I don't know if it's influenza, but there's definitely been, most families are all, coughing, red eyes, and everybody feeling very bad. But something I must advise the public is that when there is, in any condition in a society, when there's heightened illness, we must try not to be fixed on the causation.
Okay.
Because we've also had problems with some children who have been within homes and they've been very ill. And there's been the oversimplification of the cause of the illness. And they say, oh, it's Harmattan. Meanwhile, the child has a significant infection or a significant, what they call sepsis syndrome, which is an abnormal reaction of the body to sepsis or even malaria. But they just sit at home and say, oh, it's the Harmattan, take some ginger or take some lime and, you know.
Even with a high fever?
Yes, yes, because it's assumed. That's what you call an oversimplification. So it's assumed that it will pass. And we've had a few children brought in very bad states because of this assumption. So I still tell people, though there's Harmattan, there's more respiratory illness, there, you know, you could have some fever and, you know, feeling bad. You need to go to the hospital. And I repeat again, not the pharmacy. You need to go to the hospital to have blood investigations. You need to have a good conversation with your physician, and so that it is not oversimplified by the physician, and so that they can tell you, look, I don't think there's any problem. I think you've got a flu-like illness. You can go home. Or go home and come back.
Let me stop you there. We'll continue when we come back. Let's take a short break. It's time for a short break, and while we're on it, let's see the power of partnerships between the private sector, the government, and non-governmental organizations to reduce the rate of maternal and child mortality. The T.Y. Danjuma Foundation believes its newly built maternity located in Takum, Taraba State, will set a standard for healthcare delivery. Here's the report.
According to the World Health Organization, approximately 800 women worldwide die from preventable causes related to pregnancy and childbirth every day, and 99% of it occurs in developing countries. Nigeria has remained in the high maternal mortality ranking. To help reduce this burden, all roads lead to Takum in Taraba State, as dignitaries, families and friends joined the T.Y. Danjuma Foundation to commission a modern maternity home built in memory of the mother of the former Minister of Defense.
It is my hope that this facility will set a standard for government and other health care providers in the provision of health care in the country.
And then the commissioning follows. The completion of this project indeed fills a gap in primary healthcare delivery in the state and also in the Northeast region.
And a new report by the United Nations Children Fund, UNICEF, has revealed nearly 10% of newborn deaths in the world last year, unfortunately, occurred in Nigeria. Just a short year ago, there was a dream and a vision to reverse this trend of infant mortality and improve mother-child health in Takum and Taraba State as a whole.
For the Taraba State government, as well as the federal government, this project couldn't have come at a better time.
This beautiful maternity you see behind me is a precious gift to the good people of Takum town and local government, but it's also open to all those who find their way here.
That we are going to build 2 new houses, exactly like the one standing there. Behind them, to accommodate 2 gynae doctors that we have already employed. And I'm sure they're sitting out there with us, so that they will live here and be able to give 24 hours anything gynae to this hospital.
The 500 million naira project is described as a partnership between the T.Y. Danjuma Foundation, the Taraba State government, and Developing Africa, as well as other international charities.